Hey, Michelle, how are you?
Hi there. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good.
All right. Thank you for being a moderator. I'm happy that it's you.
Yeah. I got you. Don't worry.
Awesome. I'm gonna I just shared in the chat the link to the lesson and the code.
Yep.
And just a heads up, yesterday they wanted to know, like, with the interactive video library, it comes with like premium plus and so on.
Uh-huh.
So you can have that link handy to the, I guess, what is it, the pricing and the features, because they asked
Gotcha.
about that.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
And I think that's it.
All right. Cool. Is this the second time you're doing this one?
Yeah, I did it yesterday.
Okay.
Around the same time. I had a few minutes toward the end for Q&A, maybe like 2 minutes. So if I
Okay.
have time, I'll just ask, if there's anything from the chat, or if there's anything that pops up on the screen that hasn't been answered, that I could just answer in those 2 minutes.
Okay. Also, will you let them know when you're introducing yourself to put questions in the Q&A and comments in the chat?
Questions in the Q&A, comments in the chat, no
Yeah,
problem.
that just makes it easier for me to kind of keep track of where questions are versus where comments are.
No problem. I will do that. And if you want, like when I'm introducing, I can say our moderators, Melissa, and then if you want to just tell them that, that would be fine too.
That is I am good with that too. That is fine.
Perfect. All right. So we have 4 minutes. I will get started right at 3:30.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the interactive video session. I am so thrilled to have you join me on this joyful Friday. I want you to enjoy the session. It's only 30 minutes, and we're gonna dive deep into one of Nearpod's incredible features called the interactive video. At this time, you should see in the chat the link to the lesson for you to join or the code. And please go ahead and join and tell me who you are and where you're from. My name is Michelle Singh. And with me on today's session is Melissa Easley, and she will be the wonderful moderator for the chat. Melissa, you want to say?
Hey, everybody, we're glad you're here. I'm looking forward to helping you out with any questions that you have. We just asked for a favor. If you could put any questions that you have in the Q&A and any amazing comments or excitement or anything else in the chat. That way we can make sure that we cover every question, that every question gets the answer that you're looking for. So questions in the Q&A and excitement and comments in the chat. So look forward to hearing.
All right, excellent. I see we also have Kelsey, another moderator here in this session. I don't know if you want to say hello, Kelsey. All right, well, let's just go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to stop my video so we can go straight through and you can focus on the screen. So if you have not already joined the lesson, go ahead and join the lesson and tell us who you are and where you're from. Lots of USA folks, Arizona, Texas, Georgia, Missouri, North Carolina, Texas, Maryland. Well, welcome, Virginia. Lots of Texas folks I see. California, ATL. All right, Colorado. Okay. All right, Maryland. Okay, we have someone from Kuwait. Welcome. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go on to our next slide here. And thank you all for adding to the chat. Oh, we have someone from Romania and from Guam. We are international today. That's excellent. So my name is Michelle Singh again, and I am currently in Miami, Florida. That's where I live. I'm originally from Jamaica, so I'm also international, I guess you can say. So I'm happy to be with you today and to talk to you about the interactive video feature of Nearpod. And I would love to connect with you. So please connect with me on Twitter and take a screenshot of any slide that you want from today's presentation and tweet it so that everyone can see your excitement about the interactive video. All right, so to get started, we want to address the learning objectives for the interactive video and this lesson. So when it comes to the interactive video, in terms of the ISTE standards, the interactive video falls under ISTE standard 5B, where you're designing authentic learning activities that align with your content area, right? And to not only design it, but to maximize deep and active learning with the interactive features in the interactive video. ISTE standard 6B, which is the managing the use of technology and student learning strategies in digital platform, virtual environments, hands-on makerspaces, and in the field. So those are the two ISTE standards that the interactive video falls under. Now, by the end of today's lesson or in the end of today's session, you're gonna see how to create a lesson around the video, a strong video at that, okay? How to embed the questions, how to review the data in real time, and of course, how to see that data in the post-session reports. So that is our goals and objectives for today. So let's talk about the why, okay? The why are interactive videos important? Well, we know that our teaching needs to be multimodal for it to be equitable for our students, right? So one way to make our content multimodal is by utilizing text and visuals. And so the interactive video allows just that. It allows for text, visuals, and also checks for understanding to be all part of one feature. So when you look at the research says that there are, when it comes to videos, the time frame for the video should be between 0 and 6 minutes in order for students to be 100% active and involved in watching the video. If it's over that 6-minute mark, the students are going to drop off and they're not going to watch the full video. So what all does that mean? That means that when you're thinking of creating your interactive videos, you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it at that 6-minute mark or shorter. So if you have a video that's longer, you might want to consider breaking that video up to keep it at that 6-minute mark or shorter, because you know that the student engagement will drop if it's past that 6-minute marker. And when it comes to engaging the students, it's not just them watching the video, right? You want them to get the most out of the educational video. So what can you do using the wonderful Nearpod interactive video feature to truly engage your students? Well, develop guiding questions. And when you develop those guiding questions, you can embed them in the video. So that's what you can do with the interactive video. You can actually add open-ended and multiple choice questions and integrate them in the video at different points where you feel the students need a time to pause and process the information, or you need a quick check for understanding. Not only that, the students can have certain control over the video. When they're watching the video, when you give them the opportunity to watch the video on their side in the lesson, you're not just showing the video on the teacher's screen, you're giving them the chance to watch it on their side. Guess what? They could go back and rewind a part of the video to rewatch it if they didn't get it the first time around. So the students have that kind of control with the interactive video features. And then of course, making the video part of a larger assignment, not just homework, but any assignment. It's not just a standalone, just quickly watch this video and that's it, but it's connected to something relevant, something, some aspect of the lesson that's on a larger scale. So keep these things in mind, the whys, keep these things in mind as we're talking about developing the interactive video. So let's look at the what. What is the interactive video, and what is it that you'll need to know as you are adding the interactive video to your Nearpod lesson? So when it comes to creating interactive videos, you have an option to upload your own video. So if you create your own screencasts, so your own mini lessons, and you want to embed questions in them, you can absolutely do that. But just keep in mind that when you are uploading your own video, those videos have to be in this format: MP4, MOV, and AVI. They have to be in that format to be compatible, right? And not only that, they can be up to 100 MBs. That's approximately 3 to 5 minutes of video, depending on the quality of the video. So if you have all of these criterion met, MP4, MOV, AVI, 100 MBs, then you can upload your own videos that you create and then embed questions in them to put them in a Nearpod lesson. All right, some pro tips here to consider. Save longer videos into shorter portions for size and time management. And not just for size and time management, think about engagement. Think about that 6-minute mark and under, right? You want to break those larger videos up because you want the students to fully engage in watching the video. All right, consider adding open-ended questions and multiple choice questions. These are the 2 types of question types that you are going to be able to add to your interactive videos: open-ended and multiple choice. All right, and again, add questions in your video to support student engagement. By think about where you want to add the questions and the 2 types of questions that you have, and create those guiding questions that you think will help the students as they are watching and processing the information in the video. Okay, so here's the process of creating the video. So we looked at the why, we looked at the what, let's look at the how. Here's how you do it, right? You can add an interactive video by getting, we'll start here. you can add it to a lesson. It can be added to a Nearpod lesson, or it could be a standalone video that you just have for students to join. Now, there are 3 options that you will see when you go to the interactive video option. One option says the video library. The video library is where you have access to Nearpod interactive videos that have already been curated by the Nearpod team. And the video library access is for Premium Plus. So it depends on your licenses. For you to have video library access, it depends on the license that your school or district or that you have. And I think Melissa will add something in the chat there for you to get a little bit more information about the plans and the licensing type. But everybody will have access to upload to add YouTube videos and to upload their own video. So those are the options when it comes to interactive videos. You either choose a YouTube or upload your own video. And if you have those, depending on your plan, you can choose from the library. So inside of a lesson, you will click on your content, adding a content feature, and then you'll see the video option now as your second option. And I'll show you that when we go live. You could choose a YouTube option here. When you go to YouTube, you can just actually do a search. But if you have exactly the video, just put the video URL and it will bring that video up. But if you want to do searching key terms, you can absolutely do that and just find a video right there in that search view. Or you can upload your own video, like I said, for those of you who do screencasts and mini lessons for your students, and just upload your video. And you see here, you get those reminders of MOV, MP4, AVI type files. And then at the bottom of that, you'll see that it will say 100 MBs for your file type, but you can see that you can upload from different, from your device or from your drive, whichever drive you use, okay? And then once you get into the video creation view, you'll see your options to play the video, you'll see your options to add activities, you'll see your options to even trim the video, and your options to share the video, okay? And so we're gonna actually go live and I'm gonna show that all of that to you. All right, so moving right along. Okay, so we talked about what you can do to create the interactive video lesson. And so when you're creating the interactive video lesson and you're in your Nearpod account and you click on create, remember that it can be created inside of a lesson. It can actually be created as a standalone video lesson. Or if you're in your Google Slides and working in Google Slides, it can be created using the Nearpod add-on in Google Slides. So the interactive video feature works in either of those. So what we're gonna do right now is I am gonna go into my Nearpod account and we're gonna try it out and we are going to see it in action. All right, so let me go to nearpod.com here and get right into my account. Let me close out some of these. All right, so when I hit create, you see I have my lesson, so I could create it as part of a lesson that I already have. I could create it as a standalone video, and when it's a standalone video and I hover over it, that's where I would see I can launch it live, student pace, or front of class. If it's a video lesson, that's the only time I'll see that front of class option to launch the video. So what I want to do really quick here is show you in the lesson view. So I'm going to select the lesson option. Okay, I'm in a lesson. Nothing is there. Okay, I'm going to title this lesson video example. Okay, and I am going to click on here, add content. So now you see here how the video option is the second option, because guess what? There's a Nearpod update for the slide editor, which you can check out. You could check out when that is live for everyone. So right now I'm going to click on video, and it's going to take me to that interactive video view for me to select my option. If you have access to the video library, that's where you'll see the interactive videos that have already been curated. But I'm going to click on YouTube here so we can kind of go through and see how that works. So when I select YouTube, you notice nothing comes up because I can search within YouTube right here, or if I already have a YouTube link, I could just paste the YouTube link and that exact video will appear. So I'm going to just search solar system. Okay, and here are the options that show up for solar system. If I want to be more specific and put 8th grade, I guess, let's see what shows up. So now it filtered it a little bit more. So here, if I would like to preview these videos beforehand, okay, I can just click on them and you see how it outlines it in blue, and I can just hit play right here.
The solar system is the name we give to our local cosmic backyard. A better way to think of it is all the stuff held sway by the sun's gravity. The sun itself, planets, moons, asteroids.
All right, so you see how I can preview the video here, and I can actually see the length of the video. This particular one is 10 minutes when I move my mouse on the scrubber line here. Now, if I want to go to another video and preview, I just go through the steps and do that one. And
our solar system is one of over 5.
All right, so let's say I want to use this video. It's right at the 4-minute length, which is good. So I can click, it's highlighted, obviously. And I can go down here to the bottom right, and I'm going to hit save because that's the video that I want. Okay, so that video is coming through. All right, and just take a look at your interactive video, your platform here and what's around. So I have my play button down here at the bottom right, my volume in the center. I'm sorry, my bottom left, bottom left. It's Friday. All right, and then right in the center of the bottom, that's where I would be able to add activity. I'm going to show you how to do that. And to the right, toward the bottom, I have some other features here, right? So you can click on to see the playback speed if you want to adjust that for yourself. This one here is captions, and then this one here is the video quality. Up here to the top of the bottom right, that doesn't make sense. To the top of the bottom right, but that's really where it is, is the trim button. So when I click trim, it allows me to trim the video from the beginning here and at the end here. So I can trim from the front or the back of the video, right? So if I want to cut out like all of that stuff and just end it there, I can, right? And so once I trim, I hit trim, and now the video is 3:43. Okay, so let's look at how we get to add these questions or embed these questions into the video. What you want to do is make sure you know where your white, I call it the white dot, but I think this is the white marker or something like that. What is the official name? So you're looking for this white dot. And wherever this white dot is, that is where the question can be added. So if I wanted to add a question like, right here, let me just play the video.
Our solar system is one of over 500 known solar systems in the entire Milky Way galaxy.
If I want to pause it right there because I want a question to go right there. So I'm going to pause it, and notice down here in the center where it says add activity at 0.8, that's where that activity will go. So here I'm going to see plus, and I can add open-ended and multiple choice. So those are my 2 question types. Charles Scrubber, thank you so much. All right, so let's say for this one, I'm going to add an open-ended question. And here's my open-ended question. And I'm going to type, here's my first question. What do you already know about the solar system? Okay. And so I am going to select save at the bottom right. And now it has added that question at that point in the video, 0.8, because that's where I chose for it to go. Okay. So if I want to continue to build on this and add more questions, I can do so. I got to find that white scrubber, the white dot. I play the video, pull it out, and then of course, I can, if I know that the first, 1 minute talks about whatever, the first 4 planets or whatever it is, I can skip. And let's say I want it to go right here. Okay. Again, I want to pause it to make sure that that white scrubber doesn't move, and that when I click add activity, it's adding it in the right place, and it gives you the time marker as well once it's paused. So here I can do a multiple choice question. Okay. I don't know, I'm just going to throw, which is your favorite planet, I guess. I don't know. And give some examples. of course, you would not create a question like this for multiple choice. This is a terrible example, but it's Friday. Okay, and my brain is not coming up with anything creative right now. So you notice how it gives you two automatically, but when you press add answer, you're able to add more options if you would like. What you also have to do is, because it's multiple choice, you hit and say, you have to tell it which one is the correct answer. Okay, and then if you want to move them around, you can do that as well with the little drag option. Okay, all right. Now, if this is done, don't forget my question mark because it's a question. I'm going to hit save at the bottom right. Okay, and here we go. Now that question is right there, 148. I want to continue on.
Beyond the 4 terrestrial planets of the inner solar.
And then again, I can choose where I want that question to go, add activity. I see Elizabeth, you gave me a question. I'm going to ask it right here. What is the third planet in the solar system? There we go. And then I give my answers. Okay, whatever my answers are. If I want to add more, I can add more, and blah, blah, blah. Choose a correct one, hit save, and there we go. And now we are using these guiding questions to give students an opportunity to process the information, to pause, to reflect, to respond, to check their understanding as they're watching the video. And again, if you want to add more questions than what's there, you certainly can. If you want to add a reflection
particular configuration of planets.
Reflection question at the end, that's certainly fine. You can do whatever you please. All right. Okay. So once you are finished with your video, you will hit save at the bottom right. So when I hit save at the bottom right, okay, now this video has been added to my lesson. All right. So I'm going to just hit preview really quick for you to see. So here's the video, and in interactive mode, the students will see these little blue markers, and each of these blue markers will be a question. It will pause on these questions for them so that they can answer. All right, we're going to test that out so you can see what that looks like on your end, right? So let's do that. Okay, before we do, let's talk about how you are able to see what the students are doing when they're answering those questions. Well, you are able to view progress in real time and access your post-session reports. When it's in real time, when you are the teacher looking at the video, you can click on each of those blue markers, the blue dots, and you can, as the students are watching the video, and you'll be able to see what how they're responding to the questions, right? In real time. At the end of your lesson, you can access your post-session reports, and then you'll be able to see all the questions and how the students responded to those questions, right? So I know I just showed it to you, but it's better when you can see it in action, and that's what we're going to do right now. So if you notice in this lesson that I am the teacher, in this live lesson where I'm the teacher and you're the student, it's asking me, how should this video play? It asks me if I want to play the video on my device. Now, keep in mind that I would have to be sharing my screen, or of course, if we're, in class, it'll be on the screen that the students are looking at. And then what's going to happen is the students will need to look at whatever screen I'm sharing, but the questions will appear on their device. It does not give them the opportunity to go back and rewatch if they needed to rewind a certain part. If the teacher plays, I tend to choose the option for the student to play because it gives them more of that control. Remember, we talked about that in the research. So here with the student plays, the students will get to watch the video and answer the questions at their pace. So you'll see now, if you go to this lesson here, you're going to see that you can press play and you're not going to be able to fast forward, but you will be able to watch the video. It will pause at each question for you to answer. And if you wanted to move, to rewind, you could, but you cannot fast forward. So I'm going to pause here for about a minute to give you some time to go to the lesson, look at this video, and just, answer the question as the student. And then we'll come back together so you can see as a teacher, how do I ensure that the students are participating? Lisa, thank you for the words. White line, scrubber, white dot, playhead. Playhead, I have to remember that. So the white dot is the playhead, the blue dots are the markers, and the white line is the scrubber. Okay. I'm going to add those to my vocabulary list when I'm talking about the interactive video. Playhead, scrubber, and marker. All right, so I can see activity. I can see as the teacher, if you look at my screen that I'm sharing here in the Zoom, this is what the teacher sees. So as I am giving the students time to watch the video, I can see their interactivity. I can see that 53% of you have answered that question, 54 now, and I can go through and look at your names. And again, remember, I won't be sharing the screen, but I can see what students have answered and which students have answered and the students who have not yet answered, okay? And for each question, right, the blue marker, I can click on them and see how students are performing on each question. So that's how I would check, get that live participation, that live feedback for students while they're watching the video. Okay. All right. So hopefully you can see my screen just to see at least the open-ended question. So you can see how it shows up on the teacher's end. I do want to show you what the multiple choice question looks like. I can see that at least maybe one or two people have answered already. So it gives you the pie chart view. And if I wanted to switch to the right, to another view where I can actually see the student names, I just switch from this pie chart view to the detailed view. If you see where my mouse is hovering toward like the right-hand side in the middle here, when I click that details view, that's where I can see the names and what was selected by each student if I didn't want to look at the pie chart view. All right, so that is what the interactive video will look like when you are teaching it to your students in your live Nearpod lessons. When the students are taking it in student paced, of course, they're going to be able to watch and respond, and you can view the session report for that. Okay, all right. Continuing on really quick. All right, so just so you know, let's share a few resources with you. You can go to the Nearpod resources page and you can access teacher and admin resources, view the Nearpod blog, but this is definitely a page to bookmark. Additionally, you have a Nearpod YouTube channel that is quite helpful. You can view those videos on the playlists, and those videos will help you navigate the different types of Nearpod features and activities. Of course, you can join the Nearpod community, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and last but not least, support@nearpod.com. I know I have this slide here for questions. So if you have questions, you could throw them on this slide here. We'll try our best to answer in the 2 minutes that we have left, but please utilize support@nearpod.com. Any questions you have, whether they are technical or not, you can email support@nearpod.com. Melissa, was there anything from the chat that you wanted to bring up?
I think we're okay. There were a couple questions in the chat that I did get, in case you missed it. Some people were asking if you have a Promethean board up front where all your students can see, can you use a second monitor to see the teacher side? Absolutely. I used to do that all the time.
Yep.
I had a student projecting up on my Promethean board, and then my computer had my teacher view on it.
Absolutely.
So that you can control both sides, but yet if the student says, oh, my computer died, they can at least still get the information. So that's a great thing to have.
Yeah, and you can also use that extend option, not the duplicate option. When you're duplicating your screen, extend your screen so you can actually have the lesson on your computer, and then on your Promethean board, you can have the student viewed lesson on the Promethean board when you're doing that extend option. That option again is when you're looking at projecting, when you project, like it's under the project option, not duplicate, but extend. I used to do that like all the time, like have my grade book on my screen, and then anything else that the student needed to see was on the Promethean. Okay. All right, I know we're right at time here, and I know that we need to do that feedback form. It's added to the chat. I'll push it out through the Nearpod lesson as well, but I'm trying to look to see if there were any questions that came up here that we could really quickly answer. And again, remember to email support@nearpod.com if you still have questions. Okay, so support@nearpod.com. So here it is. Here is the form, the feedback form. Thank you all for joining us. And we wish you the very best as you plan for the upcoming school year. And yeah, enjoy your summer and enjoy your Friday. Thank you. Thank you all. This session is called the interactive video. I wonder if, oh yeah, my name is 1, 2, 3. I think my name is Michelle Singh. It's the 4th option down. So Teresa, it's the 4th one, Michelle Singh, S-I-N-G-H. Thank you, Melissa, for writing it in the chat.
Got you.
Thank you.
For those of you that are saying that you can't write on the form in the Nearpod, I posted the link to the form in the chat. So I'll continue to post that. And then you can click on that and fill out the form that way.
Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good to go. I'm gonna end, okay? Thank you,
All right, sounds
Melissa.
good.
Thank you, Kelsey. Have a great Friday.
Have
Bye,
a great Friday, everybody.
everyone.